and a welcome in or a welcome back. It's a Monkey Mar. Before we get into today's video, please make sure you click that subscribe button, the like, and the bell for notifications. Hey guys, I was thinking about a case that happened a long time ago, so I started to dig into a rabbit hole. I was not expecting what I found. Do you remember the story of Amber Tuccaro? She was the girl that was missing from Edmonton, and she took a ride from that man, and that 7-minute phone call was recorded, and then she was never seen again. I actually thought that she was still missing and they had not found her. So I actually started to look into her case. I was curious to see if there was anything new on her or if they ever figured out who the man's voice was, because I'm very into the Delphi murders, and that is the one case that I pray to God is solved before I die. So after looking into Amber Tuccaro, and guys, this is interesting because not only was Amber found, but they think that there is a serial killer in Edmonton, and that where Amber was found, it was a dumping site, and he has still never been caught. So let's go ahead and listen to that she recorded when she was talking to her brother, I believe, when she was actually in the car with the killer. And with that, guys, let's get into it. Let's listen to this end part one more time. I am going to slow it down. It sounds like a little bit of a struggle to me. After slowing it down and listening, I actually think she says pull over now, and I don't know, you hear like the phone struggle a little bit, and then the beep, 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 beep. What are your guys' thoughts? So after doing research on Amber Tuccaro, I kept thinking, I'm not even sure she was found. Oh, she was found. And not only was she found, but there were other women found, to the point where they were calling it the Edmonton killing fields. This whole entire article nails it. This was written by Heather Monroe in 2019 from Stolen Sister, The Murder of Amber Tuccaro. They have a website, and it is a very interesting website. I am going to attach the link in the description, I promise. But let's just read this article because I had no clue. I knew who Amber was, I knew the story, but I did not know how extent her story was. So, Amber Elisa Tuccaro, born January 3rd, 1990 in Alberta, Canada, as the only daughter of Vivian Tootsie Tuccaro. Amber was the apple of her mother's eye. Amber was the proud mom of a son, 14-month-old Jacob. She was a responsible mom who didn't leave her baby with sitters for long periods. Amber was a proud member of the Mikisew Cree First Nation community. August 18th, 2010, Amber, Jacob, and a female companion flew from Fort McMurray to Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. After arriving at Edmonton International Airport, the party checked into the Nisku Palace Motel in the nearby town of Nisku. As the next day turned to evening, Amber left the hotel room to find a ride into Edmonton alone. Amber's friend reported seeing her enter a vehicle sometime between 7 and 8 p.m. Police did not release a description of the car for whatever reason, and Amber never arrived at Edmonton and was never seen again. To this day, they have not released what the car looks like. So then I keep on reading, and I really do not want to get into all of it. Like I said, I'll attach the link, and if you guys want to check it out. Okay, so Tootsie actually had a problem with the law enforcement there. So Tootsie Tuccaro knew something was wrong. Her daughter would never leave her son. When Amber's mother learned that she didn't return to Edmonton, she immediately called the police. She's probably just out partying. They dismissed. She'll call eventually, but that call would never come. The police were less than helpful. They had her missing person profile removed from their online database of missing persons within a month. Though Amber was still missing after 9 months, they destroyed all of Amber's belongings from the hotel room without cataloging them or offering to give them to her mother. I find that very strange. Tootsie hoped against hope that her daughter would return, but on September 1st, 2012, all hope was lost. Horseback riders located Amber's remains on a farm in Leduc County, 17 miles from the Nisku Palace Motel. It's not even the beginning. This is not even scratching at the surface. Finally, RCMP would listen. There was no question now. Amber Tuccaro was not out partying. She would not call later. Someone killed her. All the while, RCMP held back one critical piece of evidence. This evidence would not have saved Amber, but it may have led to her location. Perhaps her killer would have been caught if RCMP were careful with the evidence. Amber was on a phone call as she rode around with an unknown person of interest. Her brother, incarcerated at Edmonton Remand Center, called her between 7:30 and 8 p.m. The jail recorded all incoming and outgoing phone calls. The police had a 17-minute recording of Amber arguing with a male who seemed to be driving. "Yo, where are we going?" Amber asked. The driver replied, "East." Amber knew something was wrong. They released a 61-second excerpt of this disturbing clip in hopes that somebody would recognize the male voice. This part too. 3 women did recognize the voice of the man who drove Amber around. Each woman called the tip into RCMP individually and reported the same man. However, investigators claim they cleared this known sex offender. This man lives on a farm in Leduc County. He had a penchant for luring a young woman to his farm and choking them. That's nice. RCMP prefers to keep his name out of print. Besides, the suspect was cleared somehow. RCMP failed to conduct an adequate investigation. Evidence from the hotel room should have been searched immediately and cataloged. Instead, it sat in the hotel room for months and was eventually destroyed right after Amber's profile was removed from the missing persons list. Tootsie fought for an entire month before law enforcement finally put her back on the list. They admitted that they were negligent in their investigation but denied that it was due to racial bias. The disturbing rate of missing and murdered Indigenous women in the area implies otherwise. This was about the part where my mouth just hit the floor. So, other victims. The remains of 4 murdered women found within a 5-mile radius of Amber's. Edna Bernard, last seen September 22nd, 2002. Her remains were found the next day. She had been strangled and set on fire. Katie Sylvia Ballantyne was last seen on April 28th, 2003. Her remains found July 7th, 2003. Cause of death not released. Dolores Brower was last seen May 15th, 2004. Her remains found April 19th, 2015. Cause of death not released. Corey Ottenbright was last seen May 9th, 2004. Remains found April 19th, 2015. Cause of death not released. The RCMP KARE Division are looking into over 20 unsolved homicides that have occurred since 1983 in and around Edmonton. The victims of these homicides are all women. Most of these women were sex workers, and the majority of them belonged to First Nations community, Native American. RCMP created the KARE Division in response to the violence in Edmonton. KARE, a subdivision or the Hysterical Homicide Unit, is both reactive and proactive. They head the investigations of these deaths and they try to prevent them. KARE's primary focus is at-risk people who engage in high-risk behavior and have developed a voluntary registry to help identify such individuals. The language used to describe the people they help is in and of itself biased. When researching the topic, words like high risk and Aboriginal appear almost interchangeable. Some of these victims may have engaged in high-risk behavior. They mean to say sex work. Many of them were trying to exist as Aboriginal women in Canada. Amber Tuccaro was not a prostitute, yet her case is being handled whole or in part by the KARE team. You just can't make this up. And then we've got, in 2005, the RCMP admitted these killings are likely the act of a single murderer. Their behavioral science unit profiled this nameless individual. The suspect, likely male, probably enjoyed hunting or fishing. They would not be surprised if his neighbors noticed him washing his vehicle at odd hours. That vehicle was likely an all-terrain vehicle with high clearance. The person responsible for these homicides is going to be somebody's neighbor. He may be somebody's brother, but he will likely not look like the monster that we see in the movies, Constable Bellamy told reporters. And then we get into, like I said, I'm not going to repeat myself and read all of it, but Amber Tuccaro spent her last moments collecting as much information as she could at that moment. Amber had the presence of mind to repeat what her abductor said while she was on a recorded line. She knew this would be critical evidence no matter the outcome for her. She wanted to be heard. There are currently no confirmed suspects in the murder of Amber Tuccaro. And then Amber's family gets a apology from RCMP. Amber's case is about the voice, the man's voice, and now Amber's voice, Tootsie Tuccaro, Amber's mother said. That's why it just reminds me so much of the Delphi with Down the Hill. But Delphi, they even have a picture and a video. This one, they just have a voice with 3 women claiming they know the voice and 3 women picking the same man. Maybe they were little friends, and I don't know. I don't know. But I want to show you one more article where they were showing like a grid, and you can't make this up. There are some really sick people in this world. This article is old, and I'm not going to read the whole article, but this is the article that took me down the turn in the rabbit hole. Serial killer fears grow after another body found near Edmonton. This was out in August 4th of 2015, and Amber went missing 2010, August, and then she was found September 2012. Yes. Yeah, August 18th, 2010, Amber was taken, and she was found September 1st, 2012. I know this article is old, but the point of this article is this part right here. RCMP Staff Sergeant Gerard McNeil with Project KARE told the Edmonton Sun in 2012 that he's convinced a serial killer is still on the loose despite convictions in some of the cases. Now this part. The cases bear an eerily similarity to the Highway of Tears murders in British Columbia. At least 18 at-risk women have disappeared along a section of highway in the province. It also parallels the case of Robert Picton, who was found guilty of killing dozens of prostitutes from Vancouver's downtown east side at his pig farm. I mean, You cannot make this up. At this time, the Highway of Tears murder, which we'll get into that in a second. I'm going to do probably a part 2 and a part 3 of this to touch on the other 2 serial killers. One has died, and I believe one is still in prison. I'm not sure. I haven't looked into him yet because I was so far in the rabbit hole that I needed like somebody to drop me a rope to get me out. So I'm just gonna go with the names. I am not going to say where she was found, but they were found very close to each other. Okay, so August 2010, Amber Tuccaro is reported missing. Her remains were found on a rural property near Leduc on September 1st, 2012. March 2006, the body of Bonnie Jack is discovered by 2 teenagers. She was last seen March 2nd, 2006 at the Prostitution Awareness and Action Foundation. April 2005, the burned body of Charlene Marie Gold, 20 years old. January 25th, 2005, Samantha Taylene Berg, 19, is found frozen to the ground under a mound of snow. 2004, June, the body of Rachel Quinney, 19, is found. May 2004, Dolores Dawn Brower, 33. Her remains were found in April. May 9th, 2004, Corey Audenbrett, 27, last seen leaving her husband and child to work the streets. Her remains found in Leduc County were identified last week. And remember, this article came out in 2015. July 2003, the badly decomposed body of Katie Sylvia Ballantyne is found in Leduc County field 3 months after she was last seen. April 2003, the skull of Debbie Darlene Lake is found by a man. The 28-year-old mother was last seen 2002, November. January 2003, the body of Melissa Munch is found in Strathcona County. The 20-year-old worked as a prostitute and was known to steal from her johns. She was last seen earlier that month. January 2003, the body of Monique Petre is found in a field in Strathcona County. She had disappeared on November 25th, 2002, after getting a ride from a roommate to a hotel. September 2002, the body of Edna Bernard, 28, is found burned near Leduc. The 28-year-old worked as a prostitute to feed her cocaine habit. She was last seen alive by one of her regulars who dropped her off in Edmonton a few hours earlier. September 1st, 1997, the remains of Carolyn Aubrey King, 23, discovered in a canola field near Strathmore Way in Sherwood Park. October 1989, the body of Bernadette Linda Ahinaku, 22, is found in a ditch. She was last seen September 27, 1989, when she left her common-law husband. September 13, 1998, the half-naked body of Georgette Flint is found just west of Elk Island Park. You can't make it up. You just can't make it up. Interesting. Like I said, I am going to touch on the Highway of Tears, and I want to touch on, what was that creeper's name? Robert Pickton, who was found guilty of killing dozens of prostitutes from Vancouver's downtown east side at his pig farm. When I saw the picture of Pickton, Robert Pickton, I don't know, he's a scary dude. I don't know what he looked like back in the day, but I don't know why these women would even get in the car with a creeper like that. So that's 2 that were tied to a couple of missing women, but then there's a third one, the one who took Amber, who seems to still be out there. Don't know how old he is, don't know if he's still alive, but I am going to check into the recent disappearances of women in Edmonton, and I want to touch on the 2 serial killers, Highway of Tears, Fowler, and I want to touch on Robert Pickton, but I'm going to do that in a part 2. So guys, let's go ahead and just head out to the area where these women went missing from, And I think that might be all for this video. Let's go down and have a look at where these Edmonton killing fields are. Well, not actually where they were found. I am going to do a part 2 of this, but I am talking about Amber Tuccaro today. So Amber was staying at a hotel right down here. Let's go have a look. They might have changed the name of the hotel now. Okay, never mind, I found it. So Amber was staying at the Leduc Inn. She wanted to go to Edmonton, but she did not make it there. But she kept saying in the recording, are we going east towards the 50? Or he said that. So let's see where she thought she was going, and let's have a look at where the area that Amber was found. Okay, so when Amber left the hotel, she was asking where they were going while she was talking to her brother. And the man said that they were going east towards 50th Street. So if she would have left the hotel, she would have come down here east, and maybe she would have taken, here's a 50th Street here. There's got a couple of them. We've got a 50th Street Northwest, 50th Street Southwest, and a 50th Street just north of Beaumont. And she wanted to go to Edmonton. So here's Edmonton, right over here. And this is actually the area where, this area right here, where the girls seem to always go missing. 95th Street. Let's see what year this is. And this is back in 2009. So this is probably what it kind of looked like back in the day. Let's pop into 2020. Looks cold, like where I live. Alright, so Amber wanted to go here, Edmonton. The girls that go missing, and I guess this is a very popular area where the girls walk on the streets. I don't know, but this is the area where a lot of them have gone missing. Let's go now and have a look at where Amber, the area where she was actually found. And I will say this, she definitely was not going in the right area. I can't even imagine. So, this around. Okay, so the hotel is right in this area, right here. She wanted to go to Edmonton, which is right here. They found her 17 miles, exactly where, I don't know. I think it was more towards this area. Right about here somewhere. So they said that she was found about 17 miles south of Leduc, the hotel. So I just came south down to this area is where Amber was found when she thought she was going to Edmonton. I am going to do a part 2, guys. I am going to map out the area of where some of the girls were found. And after doing a little more research, there is not only the 2 serial killers that have been caught. There's a 3rd one that's been caught that is not connected to Amber. And the 4th one who took Amber has still not been caught. And also I'm going to do a check into the Edmonton area and see what's going on today as far as these women going missing. So guys, make sure you drop your comments, drop your opinions. You know I love hearing from you. And with that, it is a wrap. I want to thank you all for coming in. Thank you for watching. Please like or dislike, whichever you prefer, and subscribe. Everyone have a good day or a good night wherever you are in the world, and stay vigilant. I am out.